going to talk about a drug addiction. Hello, YouTube. And I'm going to share you in small rooms. Just a minute. We have 17 people here. I share you in 3 rooms. So, okay, guys, just a minute. And then we can start this conversation. Okay. Okay. So, Daiane, Pedro, Marina, Serena, Jefferson, and Eduardo is going to be here with me in the main room. And the other guys is going to small rooms. Please, in these small rooms, be respectful. And if you have any problem, you can click on the button, ask for help, okay? So guys, see you. I will bring you back 5 minutes before the end. So see you all. Okay. So Daiane, Eduardo, Pedro, Jefferson, and Serena, you will be here with me in the main room, okay? Daiane, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everybody. I think I've already know some of you. I mean, most of you.
Yeah, we're almost closer.
My name is Daiane. I'm from São Paulo, and I work as a data scientist.
Great. And to Pedro.
Hi, Leo, again. Hi, Daiane. My name is Pedro. I'm 27 years old. I live in São Paulo. I work in a hospital, and let's talk.
Great. And to Mariana.
Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first time here.
Don't worry.
My name is Mariana. I'm 22 years old, and I'm a psychology student.
Great. And to Jefferson.
Hello, my friends of Wednesday nights. Every Wednesday we here. I'm Jefferson. I'm living in Goiânia, Goiás, the best city of Brazil. And I'm here in TNT and YouTube for the rest of the world. I'm economist.
Great. And to Serena.
Hi, I'm Serena. I'm 25. I'm from Minas, and I'm just here, existing.
Okay, and to Eduardo. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eduardo. I'm 25 years old, and I work at a hospital as a biomedical equipment technician. And it's good to be here again for another conversation. So, yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys. So let's start. The first question is, I want to know from you, what do you consider as a drug and what do you consider as an addiction? So Pedro, can you start, please?
Yeah, sure. I think we have nowadays in our society a lot of vicious, right? Vicious, I don't know. Yeah, vicious.
Yes, or addiction.
Addiction, thank you. For me, we have a lot of addictions in our society, inside of our society. the addiction, it's not marijuana or alcohol, right? We have addiction in some medicines, like medicines for headache, or someone, we have some people take a stomachache medicine, right? And they are addiction to chocolate and sweets. For me, it's addiction to junk food, right? Is a addiction food. So the addictions for me is a big side, is a big field inside our society. So for me, it's not alcohol and marijuana or cocaine.
Okay, it's not just related with this. And for you, Jefferson?
We can take for 2 ways. The first drug is not good, it's very bad for everybody. For example, somebody is not doing something good, you are a bad person, I don't like you. And drug can consider to, like Pedro said, marijuana, LSD, and crack, and a lot of drugs that we have in society. And sometimes you can consider drugs for something good. For example, you can have marijuana in the United States, in Canada, and a lot of resources in Brazil that's good for health. You do to intake or to take this kind of marijuana, but it's a processed marijuana. It's not the one they can buy in I forget the name now, in São Paulo. What's the place we have a lot of people? It's not, Cracolândia. It's not like Cracolândia, because you have a very good marijuana. It's so good to have. And drug, we can think about something drug when you take some medicine. You need to take that drug, medicine.
Yeah,
it's a drug. So I don't drink. I don't drink drug. I have a very good health. I just use supplements. I have 2 or 3 kinds of supplement and something for the nature. So we can think drug for both sides.
Great. And for you, Diane?
Well, I think drug is everything that can impact our behavior, our normal behavior. But as Jefferson mentioned about cannabis, I work for an American company, an American startup, and I work with cannabis market. And United States is it's a enormous market, and there's a lot of not only stores but logistics and people who I forgot the name, who produce they cultivate the cannabis. And it's I think when I started working with this area, I changed the way I've been changed the way I'm thinking about cannabis and the way we deal with cannabis here in Brazil. Because in United States there's taxes. We are the American government is, how can I say, they are recolhendo impostos. There's taxes.
Yeah.
And employees, and there's a lot of things going on because of cannabis market. And there's another thing that here in Brazil, cannabis is like there's a lot of things they mix it in drug, and in cannabis there's not a law, but it's the same of beer here. So you have the beer with no those those things they put in the beer to make it more, how can I say it, when you can produce more, you know. So there's like a lei da pureza, you know, so people know what they are smoking and eating and even drinking, because you can you can drink the strain, you know.
Yeah, and I got your point. They have a concern about the production. And for you, Eduardo.
Well, I agree with the friends, and I think drugs are things that we use. I mean, we put into our body, and that can cause something. You know, like Diane says, can cause a different behavior. And we have the good drugs and the bad drugs. When we are talking about the good drugs, are uh, we are talking about the medications that we use to treat some disease, to feel better, to maybe if you are feeling some kind of pain, you will use a drug to treat that pain. And when we are talking about the bad drugs, we are saying, we are meaning that, sorry, I'm a little bit embarrassing. Yeah.
Relax.
I was trying to say that I make some notes because to try to clarify my thoughts. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Can I pass my?
No, it's something good. You take
Yeah, go
notes.
on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something really interesting. It's not something usual, but
You wrote
something
something.
good. Yeah.
Okay. But oh yeah.
If you could read
okay.
for us.
No, I just note some words to clarify my thoughts. But yeah, as I was saying, the bad drugs is used to. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, one question. Do you think good and bad drugs are something related to level of dependence that drug can cause in you, or it's not something related?
I mean, it depends because you can be you can be dependent, or you can be addiction for good drugs, for example. Maybe, I don't know, because when we are talking about dependence or addiction, always we always think about the bad drugs, but drugs também is also can make dependence, I guess. Yeah, sorry.
And cause addiction, yes. And for you, Mariana?
Cause addiction.
Well, for me, the drugs are anything that can cause something to your body. In general, they cause harm, but as my colleagues have said it, I think that some of them can also cause good effects in your body. And for me, the addiction is something that you start to depend of that substance in your daily life. You can't live without it. I think that.
Yeah, it starts to be something compulsive. Yeah, I got your point. Thanks, Mariana. Okay, guys, and what do you think about this subject? Is it taboo to talk about it, or what do you think, Eduardo?
Okay.
I will let you take notes. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Well, I think it's not a taboo, and we need to talk about it. We need to try to help people that maybe are using drugs for that way. I mean, the bad way. There are a lot of places that people go to treat that thing, and it's really important because maybe we think that once the guy, the person stop to using drugs, I'm talking about the bad drugs, okay? And at this moment, and maybe sometimes we think once the person stop to using that kind of thing, we can think that he never will use it again, but it's not easy, okay? And that's not true because that person can maybe one day, if they don't care, or they can use it again. So once you left this thing, you need to keep like I I I think you need to keep the how can I say that? You need to keep in mind that you cannot go back to that, And
Yes,
yeah,
still
I think
clean?
we need what? Sorry.
It's still clean?
Yeah, you have to keep it to clean, to work to keep clean. Yeah, I think it is.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
and
Okay.
while I
Yes.
was searching about this topic, I read that almost 80% of people in try to be sober, they had at least one, they fail at one time. So it's something really hard. And for you, Diane, what do you think?
I think there is a taboo in our society, and especially when we talk about those heavy drugs like crack, and especially crack because we don't have like heroin here. We do have, but not so common as crack, and they have the cracklandia and these problems that we as society we try to not talk about it. We sometimes we like how can I say, when we judge people who is there, but it's like I think it's a disease because I don't think someone would imagine living in that situation with those peoples in that environment. So I think there's a taboo. Yeah, of course there is, and I think if we, especially with these heavy drugs.
Yes. And you, Pedro, what do you think?
Well, I think nowadays we still have, for me, there is a taboo, but this taboo, this subject is shrink or reducing, right? Because I think the new society is talking more about drugs or right movements, right, and minority people and the subjects are inside our society. I think the drugs are, how can I say, relacionado?
They are related.
Thank you. Thank you. TNT is amazing for this. Related.
Yes.
Related. Yeah. I think the drugs are is a taboo because are related. I don't know why. With when we talk with religious people or the conservatory people, right? For them, they are think, oh my God, drugs is a new problem of the world, and it's not. I read some articles about drugs in my TCC, I don't know, TCC. I visited CAPS. I don't know if you don't know a CAPS, Centro de Atenção Psicossocial. Yeah, I visited in what is neighborhood? Parque Dom Pedro is near the city center. This CAPS, it was where Fabio Assunção visited there, and I think he's making some treatment there. I think, I don't know. And that day, the day that I visited, Fabio Assunção was there in the morning. So I get there, I arrived there in the afternoon. I couldn't to talk with him. But for me, answer the question is a taboo, but it's reducing. So mainly religious people think the drugs is a new problem. Since I don't know, some decades ago, but for me and some articles that I read, drugs are in the world since the world is world, right? About plants, about another teas, and that's it. But I think and in the future we could discussing about this subject without I don't know, how can I say preconceito?
Prejudice.
Yeah, thank you. Without prejudice. Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you, Leo.
Great. And for you, Mariana.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate what I'm thinking, but I will try. I think it's still a taboo, but we need to talk it more about it. Pedro, Pedro, sorry.
Yeah, my name is Pedro.
No, me viene in italiano, scusa.
Oh my God, amazing too.
Because Pedro had said about the caps and the perspective that SUS uses to deal with the drug addicts. It's very cool to know and to understand, because they don't look at the drugs as the problem. They look at the person and the possibilities that that person has to achieve the other parts of her life. And I think that is amazing.
SUS doesn't blame the person.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they care the people and the problems. It's a short problem. SUS wants to care the people or people. People. It's plural of person. Yeah,
they don't use that. Non lo so come. Oh, scusa. Oh, sorry.
It's amazing.
I don't know how to
Italian and English.
Sorry, I don't know how
I'm
to
learning
say
too.
English. But they don't use that perspective of abstinência. They use something that calls redução de danos. And I think
Yeah,
that's more,
it's
a
important.
lot of more helpful to the
Yeah, yeah.
person with the
Some
difficulty.
some countries has redução de danos. It's a amazing program about drugs. It's
Yes,
incredible.
yes. SUS is amazing in this case.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll read about this. And you, Jefferson, what do you think?
Parla, prego.
Yeah.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera. It's so good.
Move your hand.
Move your hand, okay.
Sorry, it's because I participate at the TNT in Italy.
Oh my
Okay.
God, incredible.
Go ahead. It's for me, it's a big taboo just in Brazil, no? Because the social media all the time just talk about bad things, killing people all the time. Kill somebody died.
Yeah.
He was drugged. Prostitution all the time. A lot of prostitution here in boates and dance the night, a lot of things. Just think about this. And I think it's the same not to pay collection, the taxes, Pedro, taxes, collection, not pay the taxes. I think it's the same. If the government see the drugs, no, I can't, I'm not care about that because they can't pay the tax for us. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. And it's a way to earn money so easy. So easy. You can be rich, you can have the best car, the best watches, the best, a lot of things to fly and a lot of things if you work with this kind of drug. But I saw a lot of reality. I know Amsterdam, I know Paris, I know Canada. I have been in Canada for 3 times. And I know a lot of states in the United States too. I have been a lot of time there. It's very different. I think it's a movement, it's a cultural movement. The movement in Canada, it's 4 hours from now. In the United States, it's the same. They are voting now. In this last election for Trump, they voted. You must use or not use marijuana, cannabis, in a lot of states. I think they have 26 that approved this kind of.
Do you think Canada solve this problem better than Brazil?
So,
what do you think?
Really. I have been there 3 times. I talk with a lot of, I have a lot of friends there, professors that talk about this subject. It's very good because it's control. You can buy 30 kilograms. 30 kilograms. You can buy 30 kilograms, and they use the way you want. It's registers. You go to the pharmacy or to the drugstore and you buy. You have
for your private
name.
use.
Private use. You have your name. Everything is registered. But if you use the drug not from that drugstore, you have a lot of problem. You have a lot of problem with the police.
Okay, guys. And Jefferson talked about social media, as Diane about it's a disease, and Mariana about the SUS. And how can your environment influence our behavior towards in addiction? What do you think, Pedro?
Sorry, your questions travou. Eu não entendi.
Okay, and how can your environment influence toward any addiction?
Well, I think the worst environment possible. Parents, right? They have influence because if I don't have a good relation with my father or my mother, or I don't know, my sisters, and my work. And I think the society, the whole society, right? Yeah, the whole society. A sociedade inteira is whole,
Yes.
right? Yeah, okay. The whole society, because nowadays we have a pressure to be someone, right? We need, the society sells for us. We need to win in the society. We need to pay more. We need to have more things, material things, and the feelings are, how can I say? Eu iria colocar, os sentimentos vão ficando para depois, né? Vão ficando para trás, vão ficando.
Your feelings don't care. It's not so much important, or so.
Yeah. So we have a lot of pressures in our society to be someone, to have degrees, to have amazing jobs, and have money. And I think that the for me at least, the mainly problem is the society sells for us, mainly in social medias. We need to be happy, always happy. If you watch in your social media, or in mine, and another social media, always the people in there always happy, right? They have a perfect life, right? And I don't know if the cause, this perfect life makes a big impact in our lives. We need to be careful to live. And I don't know, it's a big field, but society have a lot of arms.
I got
anxious, right? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and they kind of sell some drugs as a solve to our problems, and yeah, it's a snowball. And for you, Diane, what do you think?
I think the environment you are in, I think the environment is the one of the most that impacts the most our behavior and what we choose for our life. If you are surrounded, and especially if you grow up, if you grow up surrounded by persons who are drinking, who are doing drugs, people who are not caring at all, I think it probably you want to go and do the same, So I think the environment is one of the most important things that impacts in our behavior. Oh gosh, this topic
it's a big
is so
field,
hard.
right?
It's so hard to talk about.
Because
I swear to you, next week it's going to be easier.
I love the subject, but
it's hard.
We have a lot of things to talk, and until midnight we answer. We will answer.
I'm getting crazy.
Maybe we need to answer in Italian,
difficult.
but we can't. But we will. In Italian.
Italia parla.
Yeah, perfetto.
Mariana parliamo.
Adriana, in inglese, in italiano. Ella che manda.
But it will be a lot of more difficult to speak in Italian. Like, continuiamo in English.
You talk both too.
Okay, Mariana, go ahead.
Well, it's a difficult question, because I think as a society, most of the things that are related to us is the social context. Obviously, there is a part of the drugs that affect your brain, that affect os neurônios, the synapses. But I think that the reason that the people search for the drug, it's mostly social. It's mostly because of some things that the person is going in her life, or the difficulties, I don't know if I can say this way, that are going in her life that makes her search for the things that the drug causes. I think that.
I got it, your point. Yeah, especially beers. Where I talk about cocaine, crack, and a lot of drugs, but beers are completely surrounded us. And if you don't drink, you are a boring person. You are not a person who knows how to talk with someone. And it's something really strange, because this is the only drug that we can hear something like this. What do you think, Jefferson? You are muted.
Okay, you must think that smoke and drink beer, whiskey, wine is the same. Everything is a drug. You can, that's the reality. But I think the most important thing is to deny the science. This is terrible for us, all the time deny. Can you see our Beto, our president, all the time denying the science? So
Yeah,
we'll
it's terrible.
deny, we'll deny to work with this kind, with drugs. You see, evangelicals is the same in Brazil. I talk with I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that are evangelicals, and all the time is denying this kind of thing. He can talk about science. Some things they say, you are crazy, you are a professor, every professor must do something is not good. For me, it's terrible. But in the movement, as at my university, because I'm a professor from Catholic University of Goiás, we talk a lot about this. The religion, the Catholic, is more open to discuss this kind of thing. It's more open to discuss. It's like, for example, the Pope Francisco, I think is the same. But for me, the point is to deny the science. For me, it's terrible. You can comprehend the science, you all the time must deny and not discuss the problem to solve the problem.
Okay, and you, Eduardo.
Well, this topic is really difficult for me, I guess. I think it's because I don't usually talk about drugs, and I don't have I don't have a lot of vocabulary for this topic. And okay, but while you guys were talking about this question, and I was thinking and make me a question: what make someone start using drugs, for example? And and the answer for this is really difficult, because I really don't know what makes someone start using drugs. And we are talking about environment, and I was thinking about the family environment, and and maybe, for example, if you when we talk about a poor family, for example, in a rich family, and both family, you can find someone that use drugs. And I ask, what make that person start using drugs? It's because he comes from a poor family, or it's become, and he's not happy, and sometimes he tries to find happiness on drugs, or but when we look at from to a rich family, and you find someone that in their family that use drugs, you ask the same question: why this guy are using drugs? If if he comes from a rich family, so yeah. I don't know how to answer this question, because I believe the environment can influences someone start using or not drugs, but it's a really complicated thing to talk about. As you guys said, the society sometimes can influences to it, but yeah, I really don't know what to say about it.
Okay, Eduardo. And who can help those people to get a right of addiction? Eduardo, what do you think?
Who can help? Okay, I think the family maybe can help, the friends. Um, we are people that can try to treat that dependência, vício. I don't know. For example, there are professionals can work with it. I think psychologists, for example, doctors maybe can help this people, persons, guys.
Okay, into Jefferson.
For me, is as a profession, the science. The most important thing to science, to study a lot about this, to have to solve this problem. It's a problem, it's okay. We must solve this problem. But who will act with this, will lead with this? Maybe the government, the doctors, religions, the government. I think all the society can lead with this, but must to treat the problems the right way. The right way to treat these problems, for me, is with the science, because the experience that I know from 4 countries is this way. There is no way, no other way, just this way.
Great. And what do you think, Mariana?
I think that family, friends, and also God can help, but they can't be the primary resource. I think that this is a job for doctors, for psychologists, for as Jefferson said, the person who had studied this and can help in the right way.
Great. Into Diane, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think talking about the person who is addicted, family is important to make the person, he or she doesn't feel alone, but the government and yeah, I think mainly the government needs to act and do something really important about it.
Great. Pedro?
Yeah, that's it. I think with Ty and Jefferson and the others, we have professionals, right? Working about this demand, right? And together we need to introduce this subject into our society. I think that way we walk into a better place.
Great. Welcome aboard again, guys. It was really nice here on the main room. It was a hard topic, but I think we discussed a lot about this. It was really good to me. I liked your
Yeah, me too.
yeah, what do you talk about it? Okay, guys, and how was the conversation in the small room, Luis Felipe?
Leo, this topic is very difficult to talk about it. Very, very complicated.
Luis is different.
It's very complicated because it's so nobody know about a lot about this now because the drug is very complicated. Drug, it's there are in the world since the world is created.
Yeah. And for you, Eto?
Man, it was amazing. Fair said about some, different yogurt, But anyway, for me, if some medication is considered drug, scientifically speaking, but they are the illegal and illegal drugs. And illegal drugs, it is remain a global challenge. But anyway, I have a hot question here for you respond. Yeah, is there someone here who is favor to, the legal use of marijuana here in Brazil?
We discussed a lot about this on the main
Yeah.
room. So watch us on YouTube and give me your comments, please.
Okay. I
It
will.
told his name, you are good. It's
Yeah.
Mangasi.
Okay, guys.
Leo, please share with us the live of the URL of the video for us to go there and put a comment if we should do, make it free or not, please.
Yeah, please. And guys, you can also give it feedback by YouTube and give me a like. You can say that you love me, that. And yeah, guys. And in the other room, Gustavo. How's the conversation?
It was amazing. I was with Wiley, Well, Carla, and Marcos. It was a really nice conversation. We talked about a lot of points. It's a taboo, many families, they have a problem to talk about this. People get ashamed, people are afraid of being judged. So I think we need to talk more. And thank you, Leo, for bringing this topic because it's important to talk about it.
Great. Okay, guys. So I swear to you that next week I will bring a nice topic to talk about it. And yeah, I swear to you. And I send on the chat the link to our WhatsApp group. It's a VIP group and it's cost 30 reais per month. And with this group, you can help us and you can also help your English skills. Because in this group, first of all, you will have the link to all the meetings and you will also have the topics and the questions before the meetings. And the best part of this group is that it's a conversation group. So you can also have English classes in this group and you will improve a lot. Okay, guys? So it was a pleasure to talk with you all, and I really hope to see you here next week to a nice topic, one more.
It should be just like this.
No, it will be a nice topic to talk about. Okay, so guys, see you next week, and bye bye.
Till next time, guys.
Bye bye.